Hola, beloveds. It's your girl Clementine from Big Empress Energy, sending you beautiful, bountiful blessings. Stay open to receiving them. My loves, welcome back to my channel. And in this video, we are diving deep into the full supermoon in Virgo, which is happening on March 7th, 2023 at 7:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Now, this is going to be happening in Virgo at 16 degrees. Okay. And this is no ordinary full moon. This is one of the most potent full moons of this year because it is the last full moon before the astrological new year, and the same day we're going to be having Saturn switching into Pisces. This is going to be happening on the heels of this full moon. And that means that while Saturn is in Pisces, we're going to be carrying this full moon energy. So what you're doing, what you're setting intention around for this full moon is going to be so important for you guys to be mindful. And like, we're going to talk about Virgo. Virgo is a mutable sign. It's the opposite of Pisces. Shout out to Pisces. It is your time. It's your season. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Okay. And mutable energy is just really like all about the energy of shifting, right? It's the energy of being able to be adaptable, okay, agile, versatile, all of those things, because you are happening in this switch off. Okay, so we are going to be in these like very up and down waters when we're in Pisces season, and Saturn in Pisces is bringing this like opposing energy of Saturn, who wants to like make the rules and like set time limits, and Pisces has no time limits, and Pisces dissolves time, and time is an illusion, right? So it's like, what are we doing when Saturn's in Pisces? We're going to have to kind of balance this dichotomy of practicality and spirituality. And with this full moon in Virgo, Virgo is a sign that rules over our health, right? And as well, it rules over our digestive system and our gut. So that's why I'm doing a collective candle Reiki with the title being Gut as My Guide. Our focus is intuition, because when our gut is like a third eye and we're paying attention to that, that's where we're going to be, that's where we're going to see where we are being led. Okay, so that's why we're centering this intention around this. Of course, Pisces, one of the most psychic signs, if not probably the most psychic sign in the zodiac, the most psychic energy. It's all knowing, it's all encompassing, because it's the last sign, right? So anything that's the last sign is holding on to so much wisdom from all the previous signs and all the previous times. Okay, so you guys, this full super moon, I am going to be hosting a collective candle Reiki. If you want to join, definitely secure your spot on my website, bigempressenergyllc.com. It's happening the night of the full moon. Okay, and I host it for about an hour. It's a distance Reiki energy session, so even if you can't watch it live, you can always receive that Reiki energy healing. All you have to do is set your intention, and I go into a sound bath, a group reading, and as well some on-screen energy healing. And the next day I ask you for your feedback in my Instagram. I have a candle altar I will show you as well. And I also will be writing a Reiki report, a message for all of the 7 main chakras. Okay, so that is one of my monthly offerings at this point. And I also made a little bit of adjustments. I had some people ask me if they could do for couples, so I added couples as well. But yeah, you guys, this full moon energy, no matter what you're doing, the Virgo energy is really about cleansing, okay? Cleansing ourselves, and as well focusing on our health. This Virgo energy also is connecting us with Mercury. So our mind, we're going to be getting a lot of downloads and intuition heightening and increasing, which is why we're focusing on that for the intention. But this is just the energy that's going to be hitting the collective, almost like a wave of like fairy dust, like giving us that fairy dust and telling us to also, when Saturn is in Pisces, to make sure that we do have boundaries around like certain Piscean themes, right? Have boundaries around ourselves so we're not getting lost in the sauce, okay? You know, in that water. So you guys drinking that Kool-Aid, This also Saturn, it rules over time and everything. So I also feel like this energy is like very karmic. And this is also closing out karmic cycles. Of course, with Saturn was an Aquarius, and everyone who just went through their Saturn return is closing that up, right? And some babies are going to be starting their Saturn returning. You're already feeling it. And this is a time where we are tested. This is a time when our limitations are placed upon us, but ultimately for a reward, okay? Ultimately for, that sweet, ripe fruit that you get after watering or nursing a tree and giving back consistently and being very dedicated. That is the Saturn energy. And this is the thing about Saturn, is that, of course, at first it could be disguised as a curse, but there's a true blessing in it. So we cannot really be afraid of Saturn, because even though Saturn is kind of looked up as kind of like a negative or dense energy, it also gives us some of the biggest blessings. Like, of course, Jupiter does, but Saturn does give you those blessings. They're just not easy flowing blessings. They're the blessings that when you worked hard for it. But when you work hard for something, you know the value of it, right? You know how the time it took. This all Saturn. Saturn is keeping us tethered to Earth, right? That Saturnian energy. So this Virgo energy is also cleansing out our karma. At the same time, we're going to have Pluto 29 degrees, anaretic degree, and we're going to have this theme for a while. So we're really shedding and releasing in March, as well as opening up the gateway, or peeking, honestly, not really opening up the gateway, but we're kind of peeking through the hole. Like, if you have a door with a peek hole and you can kind of see what's on its way, we're seeing it, we're getting the visions, we're getting the downloads, we're seeing it in our dreams. Maybe we're discussing it with people, we're planning it out. But we're seeing it coming, okay? Might not be here right now, though, because things are shedding with Pluto at 29 degrees, and we're going to see a lot of destructions. We're going to see a lot of things coming to an end, things that you thought would always be there. It's evolution. We have to adapt, right? We have to be able to be mutable, Pisces, Virgo. And we're also going to be having certain interesting transits at this time, where this full super moon, and all that means is that the moon is going to be super close to the earth, okay? All that means is we're going to be feeling the full moon extra, okay? And you know what happens on full moons? Looney Tunes, okay? People be acting crazy. The hospitals, the teachers, everything you already know. Like, you go to the deli, people are agitated, okay? And now this full moon squaring Mars, it's all the way turned up. For those that are not really doing the work, or they're very susceptible to impulses, might be feeling very tense, very aggressive. And if you're interested in your own sign horoscope, I do have a Pisces season horoscope, or new and full moon horoscopes for all the signs, and I do think about Saturn in Pisces while I'm writing those horoscopes and how it's going to be impacting each sign. So if you're interested in that, that's on my website as well, BigEmpressEnergyLLC.com. It is like an ebook instant download situation, but this is the collective energy, right? So it could be impacting certain people differently. Moon square Mars, maybe you're going to be having some really good intimate times with someone that just like flashed in, okay? Really passionate, heat of the moment time, especially because that Venus and Jupiter conjunction that's happening. But there's also Chiron there, and with Chiron, we are really doing that inner healing work, the shadow work. Chiron is our wounded healer. It's the things that, that hurt us, but because we were hurt, we were able to figure our way out of a dark night, okay? Figure our way out of a dark night, find these solutions, learn more about ourselves, learn about how strong we are. And this also doesn't keep us stagnant and static, okay? And so there could also be increased passions, emotions running very high. With this energy being in Virgo, people could be agitated because they're also hypercritical of themselves. You want perfection. Just be present, okay? You do not need to be perfect to be able to do something. You don't have to do something at 100% to be the best, okay? So what that means is that don't be too critical. It's better to try and do it than not try at all and do nothing and remain in this like tense, static, depressing energy, right? So that's very interesting with the moon squaring Mars. We're also going to be having it opposite Neptune, okay? So this is that foggy energy coming in. Now, this could be a good time to cleanse and detox your body, detox the stomach, the gut, okay? Eat light during the full moon in Virgo, because people could be getting stomach aches as well, because again, Virgo rules over the gut, the digestion system. There could also be unnecessary fights and disagreements with this energy, because people are just going off what they feel, and it's an illusion. It's not a clear assessment of what is actually going on. So be very clear with people, or take your time away. This could cause a lot of emotional irritability as well. And there's going to be tension with people seeing eye to eye on certain things, because the full moon is also going to be quincunx Venus. So they're not going to be able to kind of come to a resolution. That's why it might be a good idea to take some time, if you are feeling the emotional irritability, to take some time to yourself, because there might not be a resolution. People could also be agitated with women, or a woman in your life, a mother, a caretaker. There could be fights in relationships because of values, your value system, and or fights about money, or an energy exchange. Someone gives too much, someone takes too much, you don't do enough for me. And this can also make us want to overindulge in our senses, and this can make us also want to eat more food, or escapism, especially with this Neptunian energy. So like getting caught up in social media, movies, film. So this is a good full moon to ground yourself and kind of detach and detox from these like the constant algorithm that we are literally living in. So it's a lot. We're also going to be having the full moon making a beneficial trine to Uranus. Okay. So this is going to give us the desire for something different, something out of the ordinary, very unusual. Uranus brings us something that is going to be very instrumental for our future and our freedom. So you want to do something that maybe will make you feel more free, more alive, more vibrant. You're going to want to do something just to feel something. You know what I'm saying? When you do something because you need that thrill. You need that thrill. Maybe it's a call from your future self. It's something your future self wants to do, wants to explore. So that's also going to be very interesting. And people could also use this energy to kind of surprise themselves. Like, you've been saying you're going to write the book. Now you actually sit down and write the book. You've been saying you're going to leave him. Now you finally going to leave him. You've been saying you're going to leave that job. Now you leave that job. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like Uranus is saying, do it. Like, what you waiting for? Like, believing yourself. Now, this is also going to be very interesting, because if you're working with the energy on another frequency with the Venus is going to be making a favorable aspect to Mars. Okay. So this could actually be bringing in balance in relationship through passion, shared interests. As well, you guys might want to do something nice for each other and pursue any passions. This could be a really good time as well to work on any beauty rituals, okay, for yourself. And it could be a good time to go out and just have a good time with your friends, or people who don't irritate you, people who don't agitate you. And this can also be very favorable for more financial opportunities, especially ones that you're very passionate about, or that are different or experimental, okay? And this is also going to be making us want to really focus on our shadow work. Because if you do get irritated, if you do get triggered, it's going to be a little bit big. It's going to be a little bit major, but that's kind of good, because it's going to be a catalyst for you to want to change. Okay. It's going to be a catalyst for you to want to break away from your normal routine, especially with these favorable aspects to Uranus, Sun sextile Uranus as well. So with this, try something new. Go do something a little bit different. Cleanse yourself. Make sure you're protecting your peace. You're with people that respect you. You're respecting yourself. You're not overindulging, not overdoing certain things. Okay. And really using this full moon to also evaluate where you visually see yourself, how you want to maybe deepen your spiritual practice, how you want to deepen your ancestral relationships, how you want to, cleanse, maybe empty out, clear out space in your home, donate space, be of service as well to other people. But if you're feeling like a dark night of the soul, or you're feeling a little bit emotional, this is par for the course for this full super moon. If you're not, that's magical. You're feeling light, you're feeling free, you're going to be more inspired to, embark on new journeys, new ventures, to follow your like inner like fool card, just taking leaps of faith, trying new things, eating things you normally wouldn't, doing things you normally wouldn't. So it's actually going to be pushing you on that timeline with your future self, okay? So this full moon is actually something that I am really looking forward to. I think it's going to be highly magical, highly magnetic, okay? This is like probably going to be one of my favorite full moons, you guys. And this, you guys get ready, because we're going to be having the eclipses next month, all right? So let's enjoy these times while we can. Let me stop. But yeah, it's going to be good, you guys. If you want a psychic tarot reading, check out my full supermoon in Virgo. Pick a card. It's here on YouTube. Make sure you check that out. Check out my website if you want to get your own personal like horoscope. Check your sun, moon, and rising. I also have like how to work with the full moon and new moon, a card spread. There's a lot in that ebook. It's very juicy, very yummy. Okay. And you guys, if you're interested in the God as My Guide, collective candle Reiki, you need some rebalancing, you want to let go of any stagnant energy, fears, and doubts, and you want to trust in your intuition, secure a spot on my website, BigEmpressEnergyLLC.com. Okay, hopefully you can join us on Tuesday, the night of the full moon, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pero if you cannot, that's okay. You can always watch the replay. Okay, guys? Bye.